Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, call Allah Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Harachak. All right. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone who were welded towards this truth. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, that's part of the Bahasham, the house of David. This is going to be a quick drive lesson through the spirit and power of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Priority. All right. Which through the spirit, you know, that's something that us brothers in this faith, especially younger brothers, should have. All right. And this is not geared towards anybody or anything, but Apostle Ricard just made a video through the spirit about younger brothers, man, and getting complacent. All right. And by complacent, you know, you got men that are over you, you know, that's been laboring longer than you. All right. Especially younger brothers, man. Look, listen, you don't got no kids, no woman, you know, you got a lot of free time. You know, all in all, through the spirit, man, you know, don't get complacent with brothers, man. You know, because through the spirit, man, you will have situations like a specific brother, he'll get complacent, and like other apostle Ricard said, man, you know, if it's been a brother that's been laboring longer than you through the spirit, you know, that put in work, that showed itself approved, and you're a younger brother, man, you're supposed to make that brother's burden as light as possible. Through the spirit, man, especially if you have it. All right. Now, what does it say in I think it's 1 Corinthians, the 4th chapter? It says basically it goes down the line as I have sent the apostles forth last, as they were appointed to death. That it also goes to say, you know, we are weak, but ye are strong. You know, and you know, through the spirit, you know, when even when it says give double honors to the apostles or the elders that rule well, you got to give double honors to those men because they've been laboring and they're certified, you know. And the burden should be, since the Yahawashi used them to pave the way so brothers can have the 100% truth. All right, the burden should be as light as possible on them men, especially for the amount of years that they've been teaching the word. Okay, but just like through the spirit, you know, for younger brothers, man, in the faith, all right, that still have a young mind toward this thing, all right, if you have a brother that's amongst you, all right, and let's not forget this through the spirit, man, a lot of men forget what a lot of men have done for them, all right, with being complacent around brothers, man, all right, and but Yahawah doesn't forget. Okay, that's why the scripture say, know ye this, that your labor is not in vain. Because at the end of the day, what you do toward the brotherhood through the spirit, man, the Lord's looking. See, I don't know what a lot of you younger cats, man, through the spirit and power of Yahawashi, you know, like I said, this ain't geared towards anybody, you know, but obviously that's going around in Israel. All right, that's happening in Israel, because why would Apostle Ricard make a video on it? You know, but that's the spirit of the Lord, because you got specific things going on in camps with younger brothers, man, that are really just it's getting ridiculous. You know, like the scriptures say, when I was a child, I spake as a child, I did things as a child, you know, roughly paraphrasing, moved as a child, but when I grew up, I put away childish things. All right, because if you're not growing in this truth, all right, the scriptures talk about desiring the sincere milk, but that sincere milk is to help you grow. Okay, and in more other ways than just, oh, I know this precept, I know that precept, all right, I got this precept on lock. You're supposed to grow as an individual, man. When the scriptures say put on a new man, a new conversation, you Akim, look that up in Ephesians, man. It means your conduction, okay, how you conduct yourself. And when you desire that sincere milk, all right, which through the spirit and power of Yahawashi is this word, all right, the basics, boom, this and that. You're not only supposed to just be reading those scriptures, you're supposed to apply them. Okay? You're supposed to apply those scriptures, man, to your everyday life, to the brotherhood. All right? What did Yahawashi say? He said, he called his disciples friends, man, or his brothers, man. You know, then he said the 2 greatest commandments: to love the Most High with all your heart, love your brother as you would yourself, man. On these two hang the commandments of the Lord. Then in I think it's first, 2nd, or 3rd John, you know, the Lord talked about what? If you don't love your brother that you see, how can you love the Most High that you don't see? So these are things that we have to take into account, because a lot of you younger brothers, I'm gonna be real, man, y'all don't, you know, and like I said, this don't go for every younger brother. So I don't want to even, you know, I don't want to ruffle feathers like that to where brothers is thinking like, oh, damn, man, I have to where younger brothers is thinking like, oh, you know, oh man, he's talking about me, that's me. No, I'm just speaking in general, but if the shoe fit, wear it. If it don't apply, let it fly, you know, through the spirit, man. But just all in all, you know, a lot of you younger brothers, man, y'all start to get complacent around older brothers, all right? And y'all start to become comfortable. Don't become comfortable in front of men that have been laboring longer than you, that have been through more experience than you from things, all right? Especially while in this truth, okay? Don't get comfortable, man, because at the end of the day, that comfortability with older brothers, them older brothers are going to take that as disrespect, man, and they're going to get annoyed at you, all right? And I'm speaking off of experience, okay? Just through the spirit. I'm speaking off of straight experience, man, all right? That's why the scriptures say the man that had traveled, that have traveled had much experience. You know, like me, for instance, through the spirit, I done traveled. I've been in the truth for 12 years. You know, I done been around plenty brothers. I done been around, you know, the apostles. I done been around, I done had to go through specific things to gain experience, to know through the spirit, to be able to grow. Okay? Because when you go through that furnace of affliction, all right, hey man, that furnace of affliction helps you grow. But if you're not if you're not acknowledging through the spirit and power of Yahawashi, if you're going through things and you're like, oh, Satan all the time, that's Satan, and not examining yourself, then that's all bad. All right? It's a reason why brothers catch suspensions through the spirit, especially if it's in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, like the scriptures say. Okay? It's a reason why brothers, hey, you can only read right now. There's a reason for the season, man. All right? But if you're not, like the scriptures say, examining yourself, all right, and being diligent, then you wouldn't know why. And that can lead to your destruction, because like the scriptures say, pride goes before destruction. All right? Yeah, all of us, yeah, we want to be right 100% of the time, but at the end of the day, through the spirit, we're not perfect. So in certain specific things, all right, that we go through as far as in this truth, you're not always going to be fucking right, man. All right? We don't care how much scriptures you know. We don't care how much, you know, oh, I know this scripture. I know this, I know this history. We don't care about none of that, man. How is your conduction when it comes to this truth? You know? How is your conduction? How do you conduct yourself amongst the brotherhood? How do you conduct yourself amongst the apostles? Because a lot of you younger brothers, I'm going to tell you like this, man. All right? You would disrespect the men that is around you in your camp that's over you. But if the apostles were among you, you'll be all tight-knit, because you would put on a fucking front, man. All right? You would put on a goddamn front, man. Straight up and down. But the men that are over you, that are in your camp, you would fucking lowball them, hands in your pockets every time, you know, you go somewhere, whatever the case may be. But if those were the apostles, man, guarantee you had your hands fucking out, man. And excuse my French, but I'm just being honest, because you got a lot of men pleasers in this truth too. Okay? Straight up and down. And Yahawashi, correct me if I'm wrong. Straight up and down, you know? But the apostles done seen it, you know? And certain other brothers done seen it. When it comes to another man that's so-called higher ranked than you, is, you know, you listening, you this and that. But when it comes to the men that you actually labor with or labor around, All right, you shorthanding them, hands in your pockets all the time, you know, not making wise decisions with them, just doing just ignorant kid shit, man. And the Lord sees all that, man. How many times the brother quote, oh, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. But that was talking about Israel first, man. Then it's talking about the so-called white man now. All right? But through the Spirit, just plainly speaking, all right? You know, hey, man. Hey, the Lord will find whoever the hell you are out, all right? And cast your ass up out of the body, man. And from amongst the brotherhood, and you do your own shit till you wither away and fall away, man. The Lord don't play that unbrotherly, you know, moving like a kid shit, man. All right? Straight up and down. But that's pretty much through the Spirit and power of Yahawashi. You know, I feel like I don't want to make this too long-winded, you know, but pretty much the points were made. You know, and like I said, Apostle will recall, y'all should check the video out through the Spirit. Made a beautiful video, man. You know, beautiful Yahawah video. And, you know, me and a couple other brothers been dwelling on this specific subject, and the Lord had it to where the Apostle did the video. So the Lord will manifest if you right or wrong through the Spirit and power of Yahawashi in your judgment and your spiritual judgment, man. You know? And through the Spirit, you know, brothers got their answers. But with that, I'm going to say, call on Yahawah, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Harakhakwadash. Double honors to our apostles, that great millstone who will wear to taught us this truth, and peace and blessings to you, Akim, that's part of the Bayashat Dawadah, the house of David. Lord willing, this was edifying and uplifting to the hopeful elect. Lord, you know, Shalom.